A Rio Rancho man says it was a grisly encounter after he came across a dead bull dumped in the middle of the mesa. News 13's George Gonzalez spoke with that man. George is here tonight with that story.
Saturday morning, Tom Camacho was out walking his dog near Rainbow and Southern when he says he came across the dead bull. He tells me it belonged to his neighbors and says this was only a matter of time. But those neighbors say there was nothing wrong with the way they treated the animal. We will warn you, what you're about to see is quite graphic.
The neighbors who own this bull are out on the mesa right now trying to pick it up and remove the evidence.
The gruesome scene shows what Camacho and his next-door neighbor encountered on the mesa just a quarter-mile from their homes. They tell me prior to their discovery, they believed the bull was being neglected.
They would feed it every 4 days. They would water it once in a great while. I wanted to jump my fence so many times and go out there and just give it food.
Camacho, who's been living at his Rio Rancho home for a year, says the bull's living conditions never changed, saying every morning he would walk out to see molding hay on the ground and the bull fenced up in close quarters. That was until a few days ago when Camacho noticed something wasn't right.
I saw it passed away in the pen. They left it there for a day, and then I saw them out there with flashlights the next evening.
Next thing Camacho saw, the carcass was out in the mesa.
They dragged it out there and it was in the middle of the road. So it wasn't even, they didn't even try to hide it or anything in the brush or in the sage or anything, that just laying there.
Photos here show the bull's overgrown hooves and a worn down horn.
I want to be his voice because he wasn't able, he had a miserable life. It was absolutely pitiful to watch. It's just his head was always down and you could hear him bellowing out once in a while. You can tell he was hungry.
And Camacho says he has involved New Mexico's Livestock Board as well as local law enforcement. Now, we reached out to those agencies but did not hear back. Back to you.
All right, George, thank you. Now, the owners of the bull did not want to go on camera but claimed the bull died after getting its head stuck in a fence. They would not explain why they moved the animal out onto the mesa. They say they will wait to resolve this matter in court.